Hello. My name is Jonathan Garano, and welcome to the third episode. This is third episode of Jonathan Teaches. Basically, this YouTube channel is here to help you grow and give you insight regarding the online digital marketing world. I'm really excited about this lesson. I'm excited because in today's lesson, we're gonna go over how to connect and make a brand deal with influencers. Now, this lesson is structured a little bit differently. I don't know if you could tell right now, but I'm a big extrovert, and so talking to a camera by myself is so freaking difficult. So I was very fortunate because one of my friends, his name is Kevin, he's fabulous, was trying to get a good understanding about how to connect with influencers for his company that he is starting. And so I decided, hey, jump in a meeting, I'll record everything, and then once it's done, I will publish it, on the internet, not only for him to review, but also for anyone that is interested when it comes to connecting with influencers. Before we jump into everything, I would love to be completely transparent with you. In the description below, there is a link to an email list where I give you weekly free tips and also give you updates regarding the next free webinar that is available. You're gonna have Q&As with me and also one-on-ones with me as well, which is really exciting. And then of course, I'm developing this course called Jonathan Teaches, where I take 8 years of my experiences into this course. We're talking Facebook ads, IG ads, copywriting, helping a client get over $100,000 in 5 days and more case studies. And if you're watching this right now, and if you type in the coupon code Jonathan Teaches, you get over $300 off. 30-day money-back guarantee, and it's limited time only until the course is completely perfected. And once it's completely perfected, I'm gonna raise the price. And I just hit my elbow pretty hard right there on the desk, but it's okay. Lastly, I would love to warn you that I do cuss a lot, and I don't know if I said this, but enjoy the lesson.
Okay, so here we go. What about influencer marketing? Where does everything come from? Everybody that you see here right now, I've had either a way in growing their brands, or I've just been there helping them structure deals. And the reason why that's important is because when you are doing influencer marketing, you yourself need to have a creative mind. And what do I mean by that? Well, have you ever been like in the South type of situation, or have you ever been in a situation and you have to share their vernacular for them to understand you? Like, there's a big difference talking to someone that is 5 years old and someone that is 20. Well, when it comes to creatives, you also have to think about, okay, they're creative. I'm not going to treat them like a quote-unquote influencer. Instead, I'm going to say, you are a director, you are a creative, you are an entertainer, right? And by doing that, you're going to be developing like a really good relationship with these individuals. So like with Mia Finney, listen, you're a great storyteller. If you do this more, you're going to increase. You provide free, creative, information that they can use for themselves, and everybody wins and gets really happy. So you don't need this. So the reason why influencer marketing is really, really important is because 70% of millennials use ad blockers, which is so important. So how do they trust the brand? How do they even know that the ad exists? Well, 62% of 18 to 24-year-olds would buy a YouTuber endorsed product versus celebrity. And the reason why I say this is because, as you know, when you're watching a YouTuber who's vlogging, you have this sense of like this genuine, authentic, you are my friend vibe. And so every time I'm looking for an influencer, I always think to myself, number one, do they have a YouTube channel? And if they don't, then I look at their videos. I want to see if I can get an influencer who can speak to me. Their voice, how they present themselves on camera beyond a picture is so important. I will repeat this when it comes to influencer marketing. You are not going to see a high return of someone just saying, hey everyone, can you see me by the way at the same time?
Yeah.
Hey everyone, hashtag ad, in the description, get fucking pedos. It's not going to happen because those don't convert high. So every time you're looking at an influencer, think to themselves, is this person kind of like a YouTuber? When they're doing their story, when they're doing their Facebook video, when they're doing anything and they're speaking on camera, do I have their trust? Like sometimes they're really beautiful, but they have a horrible voice. Here's an example why influencer marketing is very important. I mean, you know this already because you're in this space right now, but look at this. Joe Rogan right here, he loved this book so much, and he decided just to present it on his following for free. This wonderful, amazing author, S.C. Gwine, he started seeing his sales, and they grew 1,000%. He got 3,000 new reviews in a matter of a month because Joe Rogan here decided to push this book out. Now you're wondering, okay, Jonathan, wait a second. Should every influencer be pushing out a product? No. The reason why this is important, remember how I went up here? Every influencer is different. This Mia Finney's a storyteller. Roman Bernis is a storyteller. But Marlon, he is a prankster. Guava Juice is a prankster. Markion is a sketch artist. Well, when it comes to Joe Rogan, his entire brand is about education, about opening someone's mind. So when you are attacking an influencer, Ellie, the whole objective right now is, does this person match the product that I am selling, right? So if I am a product that is for entrepreneur women, I am going to make sure that the person who is presenting my product is relatable to a woman that's an entrepreneur. So how do you connect with influencers? Well, the first thing is, can you be trusted? Influencers, I call them creatives, but this is for influencers want to know if you're an authority figure at your job, if you're also a creative, and if you're really there to help them. So what I did was I used kind of like my Instagram as a way to DM influencers. Not only would I DM them from the company themselves, but I would also put myself in a group chat and talk to them. The person that does this really well is John, but I forget his last name. He worked at Bumble, and he was the influencer partnership at Bumble, and he would just DM them through Bumble, but group chatting himself as well. Because think about it this way: influencers or creators, I always say this, they look at the CEO, they look at the company as the man, all right? And the man, quote unquote, has hurt these influencers consistently in deals. So if you group chat yourself through a DM or through an email as the creative person, as the partnership person, then what ends up happening is they will trust you more. Remember, when it comes to persuasion techniques, ethos, which is the character of someone, is always more persuasive than anything else. Like if a mechanic goes up to you and says, fix your car, you're going to believe him. But if the mechanic says, check your kneecap because it looks broken, you're not going to trust him. You're going to trust a doctor instead. So with my Instagram, I would always have, I make creators money. And you can click on the link, and they click on the link, and they'll see like my portfolio of influencers that I've worked with and have made them money.
Hey, Jonathan, quick question on that.
Yes.
So if you were Nugs and you had control of Nugs IG, you would start a group chat with influencer, but then plug your own personal account in, and then you would talk from your personal account?
Yes, I would talk on first Nugs. I would say Nugs, and then hopefully they see it, and then I would talk from my personal account once they see it. But I would still do the group chat.
Right. And you just be like, hey, I work with Nugs and just want to
yeah,
DM
hey bro, I'm the influencer thing. You can also do from Nugs like, hey, blah, blah, blah from Nugs, and then dash Ellie partnership parentheses, right?
Got it. Yeah.
Whatever you need to do, you need to make sure that it doesn't look like the man. And unfortunately, I always tell CEOs this, and they hate this. Dude, no one trusts CEOs. They can meet up, and that's cool, but it's like, you kind of want to be the vice president in this case. It's like, hey man, I'm cutting you a deal, quote unquote, even though you're not. It's like, I always have to think about it this way. You have to think, I have to be creative and I have to talk their lingo, but I'm kind of like, this is going to sound really horrible, the mole. I have to perceive like the mole for the creative, like he or she is the mole of the company. Mm-hmm. But in reality, you're still thinking of like the business sense. But it's a very tough divide because it's account services in a beautiful way where your whole objective is they are not my friend, but I'm going to treat them as an equal in creative so that way everyone feels as if no one's getting screwed. Does this make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Too often, too many influencer partnership people They want to become friends with the people. And what ends up happening is they give the creative too much leeway, they pay the creative too much, and the campaign doesn't work.
Mhm.
And that's like, I've had so many arguments with like, they're not your friend. You know, like, come on. Like, yeah, you're going to talk to them like your friend, but this is like, there's a difference between personal and business. So does this make sense so far, everybody?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So how do you message an influencer? Like, you have to be informal, be real, and straight to the point. And basically it's me. Like, how I act with Ellie and Kevin, right, is how I talk with everyone, right? So here's an example. So I DM, it's Will Carmack. He has 70,000 followers on Instagram. Very creative. I know he's going to be really good for TikTok, for Hint. So I'm like, hey, Will, I work at Hint Water with partnerships. I would love to see if we could do something. What's the best email? Talk soon. Do a little emoji, really quick, really simple. It's suspense. You know, I'm not going to tell him like I'm going to give him free product or anything like that. I'm just like, yo, I'd love to see something. Now, there's a strategy that I love to do when it comes to influencers. What I love to do is I love to focus on a subset of group of influencers that I think will help the brand, okay? And I start just hitting one by one each person, creating a reputation within that influencer space that helps. So an example of this, New York City, I found in the center, had all these creatives that were very entrepreneurial-like, very hustle-bustle, and they worked really well for Hint. So I said to myself, I'm just going to attack everybody in that ladder, creating that reputation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then when I start hitting everybody up, influencers are like, I love Jonathan. Jonathan's fucking amazing. Have you heard of Jonathan from Hint Water? Blah, 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 yada, 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 yada. Boom. I hit up Will. Will's like, hey, a lot of my favorite NYC creators have worked with Hint. So yes, I'd love to. Best email is this. Right away, Ellie, because I have that reputation, I'm winning. So they're automatically go, Ellie's so cool. She's so dope. I know she's from that company, Nugs, or whatever she's from. I trust them already. Does this make sense?
Yep.
See, at this point, though, I don't even have to do group messaging because I'm already like the high profile guy, if that makes sense, for favorite New York City creators, period. So he can trust me. Anyway, I go, awesome, I'll hit you up shortly. Also, best place to send you some water. He gives me the address. Life is good. I want to make this very clear, though. When creators send me their emails on DMs, I don't email them. I don't. Because if I'm giving them a free product. I don't know what you're doing in your company, but I already knew, like, he's not going to check his email. In fact, if you email Will Carmack at that email, he's not going to respond. It goes directly to spam, right? So then I send him a message on 8th, and then I track it, knowing that he's going to get the water in a few days. He gets the water. I already know this because I've been tracking the package. And I go, hey, man, can we jump on a call tomorrow about potentially working together, have some ideas? Also, did you get the water? Obviously, I already know he got the water. I'm just throwing that in. He gets the water. He's like, I can't wait. Here's my number. Text or call. The whole goal is think about kind of this is weird to say, but I think of my Instagram profile as a way to say I am the perfect date for an influencer. It is a dating profile. Maybe, Ellie, it's your signature on your email that's a dating profile. Maybe it's a website that they can link to. But you have to make it easy for the creator when they go on your communication era, however you do it, they go, I trust this person gets me, they are creative. That's how you want to do it because they are dating you per se. I just like to show this because this is really fun. This just showcases like kind of how real I am. Luckily, like I'm a creative, so like I put stuff on my stories, whatever. So he just like, you're insane. How much crack you have. This is just to showcase like how personable I kind of get with my creators, even though I am I've gotten yelled at by a few, influencers that are like, dude, I can't believe you lowered my price. And then after the long conversation, like, but you're a cool dude. I get it. So, but that's what you have to do. You have to save money for the company, but you also, it's like a balance, right? You don't want to get, what's it called? Taken advantage of on both ends. You want to make it fair for the influencers, but at the same time, you don't want to be hurting your own job. So the third way that I want to do this, I had a video of hers, but I'm not going to show it to save time, which I'll show later, but is invite them to events and connect them with other influencers. Essentially, you're creating a Rolodex of having fun. So what do I mean by that? Okay, well, before I get to this conversation of Leia, which is very important, every single creator out there, like any other person, they're in their own world, all right? And what I mean by that, everywhere they go, someone wants to take a photo of them, someone wants to do a deal with them, someone wants to, fawn over them. So what they're looking for is they're looking for other people just like them who they aspire to be, or they're inspired to be, or who are just motivated to meet up. So thinking like that, I'm like, okay, how do I save enough money? I'm not going to send everybody free Hint water or free products. That's crazy. Why not? Since we have an office in New York City, pay $200 just for food and a little get together. Not a DJ party, not some stupid like loud club music. I'm talking just food and people just hanging out, because that's what people love, Maybe since we're in the era like a Zoom meetup, who knows? But you just have to think about it that way. And then what happens is, right? You're like, hey, Leia, in this case, Leia Motion, or hey, Sarah Dici, or whoever. What I want you guys to do and understand is that you guys can meet together, and it's going to be so cool. And by doing that, by connecting Leia with her special creator that she wants to meet, or someone that she seems, they'll always be like, thank you, Ellie, for connecting me with Sarah Dici.
And I sent that through DM to Hint. And Jonathan, back in the time, Jonathan Gorano, replied back, and he said, we love your animation. We have an event in New York just today. It was crazy, the timing.
Serendipity, man. I love it.
And, he was selling the event Sarah Dici will be here. And I was like, oh my God. I've been following you for years. And so I was so happy. But finally, you were not there. But
I know. I'm like, what event was this?
But I went there. I met Jonathan, which was the most, for me, everything happened because of him. Okay.
And in addition to that, you're creating more Rolodexes because then Leia or Sarah or Will Carmack goes, hey, Jonathan, I really want you to meet this other influencer who I think will be good for your brand. So think about, it's all connections. Pretty soon, you're going to get to a point where people are just going to be DMing you to work with you. And this is a case in point with Leia Motion, for example. I saw that she did something with Hint. I loved it. I liked it. And she just DM'd me and goes, hey, this is a simple Thanksgiving animation just for fun. Nice to connect with you. She's giving me a free ad that I can use because I've developed that reputation, because I'm doing a Rolodex of events. Does this make sense? I was about to show you a video, but that's just for my own little ego, where basically she's doing a podcast with Sarah Dici. And
so it was the main point. And I saw Sam Schaefer, which is someone also that I follow a lot. So I just said to Jonathan, oh, there is Sam Schaefer. I love what he does and everything. He said, come with me. I will introduce you to him. I'm like, no, I'm super shy. You know me. So he went to him and he said, oh, you will love Leia videos. Let me show you. So he showed, I was just staying and he was like, oh, I love it. Let's do a collaboration.
Hey, John, quick question on even the Will Carmack example. It sounds like he already knew you and you were reaching out. I don't know if you ended up doing an actual partnership with him. Did he do a sponsored post or anything? But do you need to, because your conversation felt really casual. Did you have to send him any materials around here's our brand guidelines or anything like that?
Oh yes. Once you get the whole casual thing, and I'll show you kind of a text message of a contract, and then that's how we get there. But then I create an actual.
Got it. Cool.
But the whole planning process, the whole everything, because creators, they fucking hate email. Like I said, if you email Carmack@yahoo.com or whatever it is, it goes directly to his spam. Like the best way to hit creators up is through different means. Like with Sarah Dici, which I'll explain in a second, we got her address for somebody and we sent her a note with the product. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
So that's like the mindset. It's like, how do I connect to them beyond just being a fan? Yeah, sometimes I email them if I'm not getting anything back, of course, but I'm going to try firsthand hitting them up. And remember, I'm always hitting up people that relate to my brand because this is something that is very, very, very crucial. And I'm going to just like go like this so it's like you can see my face and I can be like very stringent on it. But this is what I want you to remember. Every single influencer, no matter how big or how small, is a micro influencer. And if you have that in your mind, then you begin to understand that every single influencer has its own niche. And then what that will do is instead of always reaching for the top ones, now you can hit up smaller ones, save money, have a better budget. And also when you think of micro influencers, then you begin thinking of, hey, in a way, they're kind of like an ad agency because now they're just creating ads for me.
Yeah.
That is the mindset that I want you to have. Okay, so let's go back. So as you could see, she sent me like a free thing. I go, you are everything and more because, you know, she did the story. The rest is history because she did so much for us and her ads got like a 5x return on ad spend. This is another example of how when I'm invited to something or given something that I do think can also benefit someone else, it's apparent that I try to get people involved. So here's an example. Our Fire is a TikTok account that's doing so well. And this guy that's responding, oh my God, yes, I love Our Fire. He is another TikToker that has a lot of followers, and I know him and I know that he loves Our Fire. So I got invited to a place where Our Fire was going to be, and there was going to be like it was in Palm Springs. And right away, I'm thinking, who can I get people to this place? I'm like, oh my God, yo, this guy right here, he's going to love it. So I told him in the top section, I can't share that because it's very personable, but I'm like, yo, there's an event, you should go. Guess who's here? They are called Our Fire. He knows it. And then I'm like, you need to come to Palm Springs. And then I go, then you can bring any other TikTokers. So I'm building that freaking Rolodex, and the location cost me only like $200, $300. I don't have to do a DJ or a club. I'm just connecting influencers with other influencers. You can do this too in a cool way. Like let's say you connect with one influencer, you just say, hey dude, can I DM you? Can I connect you via like text message? Because this creator loves you so much. And they're like, yeah. So like Mia and Roman in the very beginning, I connected Roman with Mia because Mia's a storyteller, Roman's a storyteller, why not connect? You know? And I'm always trying to give everybody value so they always come to me. I'm the connector, I'm the creative, etc. And they want to help me out because I'm helping them out. Okay. Now the last one is like, let's say people are not responding sometimes. And let's say you have like a physical product. Well, you can give them free product, which we do. And we were able to get her address from her friend. I sent her product, which is Hint. We wrote a literal note. But remember, we have to be super strategic about it. So I don't use any program. I use an Excel document, Zendesk as reminders, and Google Calendar as a reminder. And what I remember is that Sarah Dici was a really big fan of LaCroix, period. And so I would follow her on Twitter and everything. And all of a sudden, because LaCroix was our competitor, we noticed that there was some drama going on with Sarah and LaCroix, which is our competitor. And we're like, perfect timing. We sent her Hint. Hint followed her on Twitter as well. Sent her a box. And we wrote a card. And the letter said, Dear Sarah, sorry about LaCroix, but forget them. Because here's your new thing. And because of it, we send her this. She makes a really cool video. And from 4:53 seconds on this video, plus, She just talks about how she loves this company Hint. And that's one way to test if an influencer will actually do stuff for you. Like Leia, like Sarah in this case, they take your product, and they'll just do something for free because of it, because the messaging is so nice, because the letter is so genuine, right? It's just not here's the water bottle, take it. Hey, we've been noticing that you had trouble with LaCroix. This is your new thing. So she made a video, and as soon as she made the video, we're like, this is an ad. In fact, we used this video, some portions of it, as an ad itself. So that's really cool. Here's another example, guava juice, like I explained before. We gave him Hint, and he talked about it for a few seconds or so. Look at it. If you see closely, it has 17 million views. For free. I didn't have to pay this guy shit, and he talked about our water bottle, and he got 17 million views. Granted, there's no link in the description, but I mean, that's really good brand awareness, all because when we send them product, there's like a little letter, or we know someone of knows someone that knows us, right? So I always think of someone that does this job as it's account services plus creativity. You know, in the Mad Men of the 21st century, you would be Roger. Does that make sense? I don't know if you watch Mad Men, but
I only watched the first season.
it's the old guy. All right, I said this before. I was like, always give them value. I believe I offer resources and information that can benefit others. I'm also curious about how the world works. So like an example is like, what do I mean? Like, let's say, for example, I learned something about like something that can help with creative with their meta tags. I'll just like fucking text Sarah and be like, yo, here's a Google document of something that I learned, or here's an article. I'm always on top of it, either through Google Calendars or Zendesk or anything, that I am here to help the influencer. And then I know this is a general rule, but a lot of people don't do this. Is like, just be genuine and give as much as you can, because exchanging information helps all parties. You have no idea how like some people are just not genuine, and they expect that just because they do something for them that they'll get something back. But this is what I believe. I believe that the best way to be greedy is to be generous. And then, yeah, I'm doing a presentation, whatever, but I'll explain since we're doing it. What I also do, right, which kind of points with number 5, is that a lot of these influencers, I want them to do Facebook ads. Because Facebook ads is the way to like crush society, right? And so how I structure the deal in my thing, I'm like, yo, yeah, you're a YouTuber, or yeah, you're an Instagrammer, but you don't really have a Facebook page. What we're gonna do, or maybe an Instagram page, what we're gonna do is we're gonna work together. And because I know ads so well, when you do the ads for us, guess what? We're also going to increase your follower account on Facebook, or follower account on Instagram, or because our ads are so good that we're gonna drive traffic to your YouTube. So they're looking at a deal like, instead of trying to just take your product and express it on their audience, you're saying, hey, listen, we're going to bring you to audiences that also like you, right? Because in reality, with an influencer, people are always like, we want their audience. Not necessarily. Their charisma, their personality that you're picking because they're a micro-influencer is going to attract the buyers that you want. And if it just so happens to hit their audience at the same time, you win. But the argument can also be on the other flip side is, hey, Sarah, you haven't reached these people before, but we're going to hit them, and they're going to love you so much that you're going to gain. And then how I was able to get such a small price is you're like, you can use our ads and your success with us as a way to charge other companies $20,000, $40,000, $60,000 for a brand deal.
For this ad that you did with her, did you run the ad like from her account? Is that why it
Yes.
says? Oh, okay, got it.
Oh yeah, that's a secret. That's the secret. You control their entire back end.
Guess we'll
Thank
see
you so much
soon.
again.
Thank you so much. See you
Appreciate it.
later. Bye.
Take care, man. See ya.
Bye.